What's up? It's Chris Cody from PNLZ Gallery. We're here on the Tash Pawtcast. Like and subscribe, hit the bell.
Hey, what's going on? Tash Pawtcast episode something we don't know because we smoke a lot of weed here and we forget what numbers we're always doing. That's honestly a true story.
I believe you.
It really is. Hush has to redo the fucking thing on YouTube like 3 or 4 times every time. We do not know what episode this is. But we're sitting here with Chris Cody. And the man, you brought Logan with you, brother.
I did.
You brought Logan with you, brother. You got fucking Logan in the house. Panels. What's good, man?
Man, so much. Thanks for first off, thanks for having us down.
You finally made it down here.
A little bit late.
A little bit late. Couple hours.
Make it.
He's on rapid time. It's all right. Logan spits hot fire. I understand.
Yeah, you know.
Fucking dial on, and Logan.
Dot on. Yeah, no.
So what's good, man?
Panels is the brand. At Panels Gallery. At PNLZ_gallery on Instagram.
Okay, so you have this thing called panels. Right?
Yeah.
Panels. Now, when I hear the word panels, I'm thinking of like places to like, put stuff behind. I'm thinking of like, how do you come with the name Panels and what is it?
Yeah, so Panels, and it's spelt PNLZ. Basically enunciated as panels, but without the vowels. And the name initially came up because one of the primary things we do is we run a makerspace and mural lab, features street artists and visionary artists from around the world, and we have them paint on 4x8 panels of plywood, and we're now doing panels of metal. We've been changing and updating the mediums we're doing everything on. So it was a throwback, a reference to the materials that we actually have the artists paint on.
Okay, so panels. Now, where would people see these panels of art?
All over. So currently, we've got a rotating collection that gets featured at music festivals and municipal events across the country. So we do produce our own events, but for the most part, we're like an event service that people can book.
So give me an example of some of the places in the past that we could have seen your stuff.
Well, just recently, I think you were actually there to see it. We did all the mural art for the Roll Up Music Festival, both installments there.
Okay.
So we were in Worcester and in Queens.
Now, what he means by that, for anyone that's listening, when we went out we did the Roll Up with Spencer and Aaron there, Queens and Worcester, that was in April?
Yeah.
April.
Run up to 420
weekend. And there was, I'd say you guys had, I don't know, anywhere from like 20 to 40 pieces of plywood up on stands that Logan was building so effortlessly. I thought he was majestically building those things.
Building.
I'm telling you, man. But there were like these big, huge panels of, as you can see the art around this room, kind of like that. Like the art, like the one behind you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, but that's on a 30 by 20.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Figured.
So it's like the same thing, these big, huge, not small pieces.
No. Basically, things range in like between 4 to 8 feet to 8 by 20, 8 by 35 feet.
Yeah,
so massive.
I've seen some pretty big ones that you guys have.
Yeah. So we'll work with artists that we like. We'll bring them to our makerspace. Beforehand, we'll curate a design that we like. Because not only do we have them paint the murals, but then we license the designs and we do limited merchandising drops that we also distribute at these events.
So you're integrating vertically.
Exactly.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like anytime I hear entrepreneurs that are smart enough to take the next step forward, that they haven't even completed the first step, but like, okay, we're going to go into the second step on this. And that's kind of I love shit like that because that's what you're supposed to do. Now you grow your first and second step together and you add your third step in. It's like, I see you, and I like it.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
What gave you the idea to start curating art?
Well, I had a previous, actually fairly extensive career in event production based around art. 10 years ago or so, I founded an event in Maine called Great North, which turned into sort of like a regional and then national graffiti competition. We would buy, couple $100 worth of paint, have different sponsors in kind, donate some, really fire shit we would make as prizes. And then we would put out like challenge videos on YouTube, issuing challenges to writers to come out. And then we would let the patrons actually vote on what was the best and award the winner. And it slowly got bigger and bigger. I at that point just started to collect murals. And then, I'd been out of it for a moment. I had a couple of friends hit me up 4 or 5 years ago and asked if we could come to their event and just curate a space, hang some art up, help with the aesthetic. And that was when the concept went from just like an idea to something we actually just started offering to other events.
Okay, so knowing all these guys. So my brother passed away. It'll be 10 years on Christmas this year since. He's the one who I got into all this graffiti shit once I met him. Doing events out here, we were, as far as I know, at the time, I mean, now everyone does it, but at the time, nobody was doing live painting at events. We did the hip hop, we did the White Guy High Five Fest. I don't know shit. How long ago was the White Guy High Five Fest, Tosh? Like fucking 10 years ago?
Probably more.
More, yeah. We were doing live painting then. So like, because we knew all the graffiti then was still super illegal, not like fucking on the mainstream market at all. Yeah, right. And doing it back then, nobody had heard of. Like, no, when people walk into our events, they'd be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, no one had ever really seen it. You know what I'm saying? So, what made you guys? You're from Maine.
Yeah. Well, originally I was born in Connecticut, but I've grown up, the majority of my life in Maine. I definitely consider myself from Maine.
And Maine isn't, what's fair to say, not a big graffiti scene, right?
That happens to be true. There are some OGs there. What up, Mike Rich?
There are, but generally speaking, you guys are out in the fucking woods, and there's like, it's not really a lot of buildings to fucking paint on and shit. Let's be honest about the whole situation.
Yeah, without a doubt.
So what made you guys think to do a graffiti event? Out in the woods in Maine.
So just to clarify, it's not necessarily just graffiti, but visionary art, large scale art. We integrate lighting into it as well once the pieces are complete. But to answer your question, what made us consider that? You're right. There wasn't a lot of live art at events circa like 2011, 12, 13, particularly in Maine. I had been patronizing festivals all over the country since I turned. I'll actually be 41 next week.
Congratulations.
Thanks, I made it, right?
43, baby.
Yeah. So, I've been patronizing events all over the country, and outside of the Northeast, like these large-scale events with murals and lots of art and installations is fairly prominent.
Yeah.
The markets are more developed. It's had time to sort of do its thing and integrate all different cultures together. So I had been influenced by that and seen that. And I'd always thought, hey, if I get the opportunity to do this myself, I want to bring that element into it. I'd always seen how, updating the aesthetic and large scale art really makes you feel involved and immersed in the environment. And I wanted to make that a part of my event. Yeah,
no, I'm with it. And it's dope because obviously, like I even feel like I've done the live art at a couple weed events, and I've seen it in a couple other events now. You know what I mean? I'm not saying anything. I'm not the one who invented live art at an event, but in the weed space, I feel like I'm one of the first to do that because I'm bringing the hip hop element to it. But I wouldn't take credit for what you guys are doing out in Maine because I didn't know you guys back then. So it's definitely interesting to have the same idea in a different place, but that's so far away from the city.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So I would imagine when people see live graffiti being painted. Because I've been with some of these guys when they've been painting these murals, and the reaction the general public gives to them when they see them painting like a 10-foot fucking mural, it like just blows their fucking mind.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So bringing that to these spaces is pretty dope. Being one of the first people, because I've seen it firsthand. I've seen firsthand people that are against graffiti, like they're like, this is fucking bullshit. This is trash. Graffiti is trash. And I've watched Mark, the guy who painted that. Fucking. All these, I watch them. I watch people at like a VFW, so it's all like bikers and shit. And they're doing like an event for like a anti-drug event and shit. And obviously, a black graffiti artist is probably not their most prominent fucking in their wheelhouse for like their most favorable, art.
Something they've been exposed to previously. Sure.
So they're painting it. And as he's painting, it's about like, recovery and people that lost people and, heroin overdose and shit like that. So as he's painting, people are walking up going like, oh yeah, I see us on the highway all the time, blah, blah, blah. And I start to explain like, yeah, we're here, like we lost people, I lost people, he lost people, we've all lost people. And as he's painting it, these people are starting to break down that barrier. And a couple people cried. And like, I know by the end of that, there were people that would drive down the highway and then see graffiti and have a different appreciation for it. It wouldn't be trash anymore.
Yeah, no, it definitely provides a platform to open up conversations, particularly if it's new to you. I think it's great because not only is it a new experience for a lot of the patrons, but as you know, a lot of these guys that have been writers and getting up on walls for years, they do this under cloak of night in secret and fast and getting out of there. So creating an environment where you can take your time, where you can converse with people that are into it, talk about it, it sort of creates a new place for everything to happen.
It's kind of cool because even like all these guys, like they're all getting paid now to do actual events, like even for the city.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like the same city that locked them up now pays
Yeah.
To have them do like when you guys drove down, you guys see that big huge mural of the little girl out in South Boston. It's by South Station.
Yeah.
That's Pro Black. That's the homie. That's his daughter. Like, so it's
That's
like,
phenomenal.
yeah, like they're doing shit like that now in the city where.
Yeah, I mean, that's a major opportunity for artists, in particular mural artists now. There's so much between, weed shops and stores popping up that people want like a stylized aesthetic, particularly with like a street element. So there's lots of opportunities for placement coming up.
You're talking about stylized aesthetics.
Sure.
Is that why you work with graffiti artists? Because you have a clothing brand as well.
Yeah, so we do, we do a limited apparel drop of the designs that we have the artists create for us.
Hold on. What do you mean by that? I know you talked briefly before about it, but the artist creates you. You said you create the designs. The artist paint.
No, so I'll work with artists that we've been following and we have a relationship with to curate a design concept.
Okay.
And our process is the artists and myself will. We'll think of something. They'll submit a few variations. We'll make some, design decisions on which way it should go. And then they'll give us a final proof. At that point, we generally have them produce a digital for us that we can, convert to vector, which makes it so that we can scale it and put all sorts of merchandise. It's a file you got to hand off to actually be making merch with stuff. We do multiple things with it.
Like what?
So
let's suppose I'm an artist, right? You hire me, I come in, I paint the thing. You're saying I see you wearing some art right now. So I'm trying. It's called a segue, and I'm trying to segue
I see what
into
you're doing
you
there.
talking about
Very
your
nice.
products right here. Yeah.
So you are 100% right. So this is literally right off the carousel. We just stopped at our manufacturer in Portland, Maine.
Who is that?
So the designer here is Gabriel Welch.
Okay.
At OMEKA _ ONE, Omeka _1 is his Instagram.
What I'll do is I'll have all these artists in the description for the video as well.
All right,
so
awesome.
You can just give me all
Appreciate
these,
that.
Yeah.
So Gabriel did this design for us. This is it's M-0054, which is the name of the actual image here.
Okay.
And we worked with him to create a concept. He created the digital for us.
What am I looking at right now? It's like a robotic moose. It's like
So he's got a great aesthetic of like blending natural and animal images with like biometric and mechanical aesthetic. He's all over the place though. Like there's not a style that's not under this guy's belt.
Where's he out of?
He's Sacramento, California, I believe is where he's currently working at.
So how do you find guys from Sacramento, California?
Yeah, so like I said, I previously used to produce this event, so I started collecting sort of like a Rolodex of contacts of artists that I liked from all over the country. When we would produce the event, we would do a 20 to 50K art lineup budgets. We're booking guys, flying them in from all over the world, providing lodging, materials, and then
how does someone even come up with a 20 to 50K budget? I mean, like that's just a hard enough thing in itself.
Well, I mean, for those particular events, we were looking at a lot larger. That was a percentage of a much larger budget, but we always liked to allocate a sizable portion to art, not just music.
No, I get that. I'm asking a hustler question right now. I'm asking hustler. Like, how does one like even like procure that? Like, how does one even like make like how do you even get a $50,000 budget to work with? How do you hustle yourself up that much to? You get what I'm saying? Like you have to have a serious business acumen.
Sure.
To be getting to the position where you can spend $50K on art for an event.
Starting
and that's interesting to me.
A small amount of like startup seed capital is generally beneficial. But if you've got a brand and it's well developed enough, when you start shopping this to sponsors and partners in kind, you'd be surprised how quick money actually starts stacking up.
But but I don't want to jump over this part of it. I don't want to get to the clothing part of it, but this part of it is important too because this is the foundation for what you're doing.
Sure, yeah, it was definitely the start of getting involved in the art community.
And that to me, like making clothes and stuff is one thing, but like actually getting that the barrier for people to cross that's really hard is the one you're talking about right now. Like getting that, like don't even know how do you even ask for that? How do you even like develop? How do you one day you're like, okay, I have no festival, right? I go to festivals. I want to do one of these. So you have to start one day. Everyone does that. Everyone that goes to your festivals, they're all, altered in a way or not, having a fun time, going like, I want to throw a festival. I can do this. I want to do this.
Yeah,
now, I know from throwing like 100, 200 person event that there are 1,000 moving parts for that. So I can only assume a festival with hundreds or thousands or tens of thousands of people potentially in a much bigger space than a small venue would have tens and hundreds of thousands of potential problems and stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So how does somebody go from just being someone who goes to these things to be like, okay, now I have $50K procured for art out of a $120,000 budget, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? How do you go from that to that?
I was really blessed.
I don't need every step. I just need like...
I was really blessed to be in a golden era for like social media marketing and whatnot. So again, these days I'm not particularly in event production. We have an event services company, so we provide services for other events, which has really switched it up from being something we're just exactly proper consulting that we're just jumping money into to an actual like revenue positive thing. So 10 years ago the Facebook algorithm was wide open. We were able to generate tons of preemptive money from ticket sales. Once, if you take your primary capital you start with, and here I'm going to give away the sauce, but you start with booking your headliner, right? And then you approach everyone else. Your talent buyers approach everyone else. Starting there and working backwards sort of allows you, once you've confirmed your biggest people, allows you to get more and more people on board with the project so you can get toward announcement. Once you can get announcement, you can get ticket sales on. And if you've got a good team and you've kind of planned this in the right intervals, it does sort of steamroll to capital being available at the right times to continue.
Yeah, see, I mean, like, just even the way you describe that, like, it's obviously super intelligent. And Hush, when he talks about the Facebook algorithm being wide open back then, I think this is another guy that took advantage of that same, at the same time he took advantage of that same kind of shit.
Yeah, I'm on my algorithm.
Yeah, he's one of those algorithm guys. I know that.
I also think too, even you said starting backwards, there's a quote like all good books start with the ending. Like it's like I feel like even writing like rhymes, people be like,
the way I look at it is the Dream Team. They started with Michael Jordan. Once they got Michael Jordan, if you watch the documentary, once they got Michael Jordan, because there was a whole reason why they lost the year before, they had to get professionals, and like they had to get the best professionals. How do we do it? Okay, let's get Jordan. Once they got Jordan, now everybody else kind of fell into place. It was really easy to get Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, and Patrick Ewing once they had Michael fucking Jordan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Magic and Bird were like, fine, we'll play.
And honestly, we sort of did the same thing. The first artists that we confirmed for the first major event that I produced was Alex and Allison Gray, which are fairly prominent artists in the visionary art community. They did all like the art for the band Tool.
So you went big and you took a risk and fucking and that's kind of what I was getting. That's kind of what I was getting at, because that to me is interesting, and that also lays the foundation for not only what you're jumping off of, it also lays the foundation for the work ethic for all the like making clothes is super easy compared to fucking doing that. Do you know? You know what I'm saying? So if you have a mind, and making clothes is not easy. It's not. It's not, doing any of this is not easy. Betting on yourself is not easy. The money is not, none of it's easy. Let's get that out of the way. But comparison, booking a fucking 30-act fucking festival compared to printing up hoodies is like, so it's really interesting to me that you even got that started, because like I don't know many people that can do that.
Well, thanks, man.
You know what I'm saying? So for someone that found the way, you're like, I'm giving away the sauce, but the best thing about being an ill chef is you can give the sauce away and they still can't cook. Because it takes dedication, time, effort, like all this other shit that you can't make up 20 hours of work.
Right.
20 hours of work is 20 hours of work. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So that's dope. But like, I mean, so you go into there, you're at a place now where you're getting these artists from all over the country, all over the world.
All over the world, yeah. We've got a bunch of guys we're working with in Australia.
What's your father's? What's your obviously Australia, New Zealand?
Yeah, Australia, New Zealand, yeah.
So it's like, okay, the easy way could be, I'm going to get artists from around Maine, New England, fucking maybe New York. You know what I mean? That's a $100 fucking train ride, maybe a fucking, a hotel or something, whatever the fuck it is. You're flying people in. A ticket from Australia is like a couple $1,000 fucking dollars.
$3,500.
Yeah. So what motivates you to do that?
So we start with, what are we going to end up with for an end product? So I look at the art styles and find someone I'm interested in where it's like, hey, if I were to make merchandise with this, is it something that I would wear, right? So I start looking for aesthetics of somewhere I'm like, I'm blown away by it. So I know that by the end of this process, both the art content and the licensed content we get is going to be something that I myself am impressed with. And I like to think that is very marketable. I can, pitch it to somebody else.
That's like the kind of thing, like once you love it, it's like really easy to sell something you love.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
because you're passionately talking about it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I know exactly what you mean, but I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, we start from finding stuff that we actually like. We try to curate designs of stuff we would actually wear. So that, that's how we find people, and then we don't worry about what the price is. We find a way we can work together that works. Like some of these artists are so big, we could get like maybe one design out of them, and some again are closer. So the travel and lodging and stuff like that is not going to be so much of the margins for the entire production.
Yeah.
So it scales.
Well, I mean that's interesting once again to me, because I want people maybe that watch this to understand that, like, betting on themselves, like the difference in, like, okay, I can get a guy, because some people go, okay, $3,500 for the plane ticket, all right, and then like another, let's say, just another 10 or $2K for the fucking design, the paint, and blah blah blah, blah all the other bullshit that comes along with it. So let's call it $6,000, all right?
Okay.
Some people go, all right, now I gotta sell, and what they're doing in their head is going, okay, sweatshirts are $50. Okay, I gotta sell. I gotta sell 400 sweatshirts. Oh man, like, nope, we're not doing that. Like, I gotta, like, and you're like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it.
Well, you're right, and we do that too. Having an idea of what your metrics are is essential for you getting into anything. We sort of have a double tap on it. We have an event services company, so we charge to tour out the gallery. We bring in our own crew. We set this stuff up. We light it up. So based on the event.
So just so people understand, now you have someone come in, they make a design, paint for you. Now, not only can you sell that on a shirt, you also can take the design in, kind of lease it out.
Yeah, so
not lease it out, but lease out the actual. What
we do is we work out, specific contracting with each artist, where preemptively we decide on a price. So for this content, we're going to purchase the original, and then we're also going to purchase unlimited merchandising rights to that particular instance of the design.
Very smart.
So we're not buying the IP. They can still produce it in any other manner, but that particular instance, we own the ability to merchandise it in any way we see fit. And that's our business model, to have it as an actual operating in the black company.
That's interesting too, because usually what people will do is they go, okay, this is my design, I'm keeping it, you can't use it. What you're saying is, no, the artist can still use it, but we're allowed to do whatever we want with the merchandise.
Yeah. It gives us the ability, because like I said, we do clothing.
What allows you both to do.
Right. Well, it allows them to reproduce the design, and we tend to do like collaborative drops if we're going to do like a print or something of the exact one. But for instance, we've got a lot of stuff where artists have produced a character or a design element that they use elsewhere.
Okay.
We don't want to interfere in their ability to utilize that to design stuff that has that in it. We just want the rights for us to produce anything with the actual instance we got.
And I think about even on the other end of it, like, what if a design, you're like, let's suppose that moose blows the fuck up. You'd want that artist to be able to go out and paint that moose in a different place, because that's nothing but promotion for you.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of the artists have been, basically all of the artists we've worked with have been incredibly supportive in helping us grow brand awareness. Even additional stuff that they're not doing with us, we'll see murals across the country with PNLZ thrown up on them just because they've worked with us. We consider them in-house artists with our team.
That's dope. So I don't know if people know what he just said. Graffiti world stuff. After you do a big piece, around the piece, people will do, like, there's not one over there, you can't see any on there, but they're on there. There'll be like little tags of all the crew members around the piece, so whoever they want to represent on that piece. Yep. So to have panels thrown on that is by, I would assume, huge graffiti artists.
Yeah, some pretty heavy hitters.
Yeah, so like when it's someone like, we're going to say Banksy, because that's what people are going to understand.
Sure.
So let's suppose Banksy puts PNLZ under one of the fucking things. That's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that would be massive.
But the same thing, but not Banksy, because people, when they hear graffiti, that's where they go.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, well, Banksy's technically more street art, but yeah, in the same world, absolutely.
I know.
Yeah, no, again, we've been super blessed with artists helping us grow the brand awareness. And just...
Who are some of these artists?
Well, let's see. Some of the people we've worked with this year that, we've got plans to work with again here. We've Yeti Fresh. I don't know if you're familiar with Yeti.
I am.
Yeah, Yeti. So he is an East Coast head, but he's currently bi-coastal. He's working out west doing a bunch of design stuff as well. The guy's basically the hip-hop Hanna-Barbera. He's one of the ones that's been really helping us spread awareness.
What's that laugh for?
Oh, he's quite a guy. He's quite a character.
Why is he quite a guy, quite a character?
Oh, he's always got something to say, a few different angles. I mean, he's versatile. He DJs and everything. It's great. Spending
Yeah,
time
the kid
with
like sweats hip hop. He literally is all the elements, and he's not faking. Like he is hip hop.
Might need to get him on the hip hop show then.
Yeah. No, he's a legit legend.
Where's he from?
I think he's originally from Connecticut, but I know he's from the East Coast. But he's got family out on the West Coast. He's always working with DJ Cuber and the guys from Thud Rumble. I believe he might even be their like official design guy.
Okay.
So all that stuff. If you've seen the aesthetic, you can't miss it. So we worked a bunch with him. We got a future feature planned with him this year, a bit later on.
Future.
Yeah,
I got you.
Let's see. So we were talking about the farthest guys away. Otis Chamberlain and Brian Itch. Those guys are out of Australia and New Zealand.
I've seen you put some of their stuff up.
That design there he's wearing, that's an Otis Chamberlain design,
and that's dope, but that doesn't even do the justice of what some of these,
some of these guys, they've been painting for so long, their can control and what they can do with aerosol, you're just like,
it's the depth too, like the depth of the piece. It's like some of these things are like fucking, I don't even know how they even can do it, to be honest with you.
People definitely should check out, you said you're going to list everything. Otis Chamberlain and Brian Itch, they're just phenomenal world-class artists. We're very blessed to have been able to work with them. We brought them out for our brand debut event last year, brought them out to Maine, flew them out. We lodged them for 2 weeks while they created a bunch of new works for us.
I missed that. That was actually like the same, that was right around this time last year.
Yeah, we actually, right around exactly this time. It's my birthday.
Yeah. Because I was in the hospital, and like all the hospital. Remember, you guys came in for the interview, and I went to the hospital like the next day, and I was in there for like 2 weeks in the hospital, and I missed the whole fucking thing. And I know it's because all the memories from the hospital popping up this week. So it was about a year ago. That's why I figured you were doing another one.
Yeah, no, I mean we'd planned on it, but I think. We had one event that we were scheduled with earlier this year that sort of went to shit, and they defaulted on our agreement. I don't know if you've heard that event, Winter Wake Up.
Yep.
Anyway, yeah, we ended up still sticking with our obligation that we had previously with the artists that we contracted, so we covered the balance. Just to make sure everything's on the up and up, and we continue working with these guys. But that did eat up like a third of our annual operating capital for the year. So we're rolling with the punches. Like I said, we've got this new merchandise drop.
So to get a little bit of money in these guys' pockets here, because they, you know what I'm saying, to make up for that little hit you got, what do you got for the merchandise? Talk about I know you were excited about this because it's a limited drop, it's dope artists and shit. So tell me all about this stuff. Hush, if you want to give him this camera right here, if you hold it to this camera, Chris, if you just hold it up, that camera right there will catch all this. You're good sitting right there, buddy. You're good sitting right there.
All right, cool. So I'm going to just roll through a couple of designs here.
You can see up there? See how it looks?
Yeah. So yeah, like this one I'm wearing here, this is the new Gabriel Welch Moose design. So the front of it is the full color, 6 color. Everything is silk screen printed. We don't do any direct to garment. We're not really doing any sublimation. All of this is printed on 100% pre-shrunk cotton. Heavy GSM cotton weight. We've been
going for quality.
Yeah. We've been headhunting different blanks to try to find higher and higher quality stuff to print on. We'll do the full color, like I said up front.
So that's another thing though. Like I just want to touch on it. It's another awesome thing. Once again, you're going for the higher. It's the same thing as hiring people that are far away that cost more money because you like the work better and you want the quality of it to be better. Same thing, because you could easily just cut $1.50, $2 off each shirt.
Totally.
Sell them. Then people get them. They put them in the wash. That you can wear them twice. They're too fucking small for you.
Right.
And you know what I mean?
Well, I mean that's what we're banking on is making high quality stuff that you yourself would want to wear. Something that sticks around for a while. That's how your brand's built after a while. How it grows.
There's two methods of that. People say that one is either like you do it really cheap, and you fucking pump out as many as you can.
Yep.
Or you do the quality ones that will last.
So again, we do the full color on the front. On the back, we do the artist name and then the line work. And this has been like the format we've been sticking with for a while.
Okay. I like that.
So we actually did.
So does that have line work on the back of that?
Yeah, it does. Here, check it out.
I'm talking about Logan's as well.
Oh yeah.
Logan, you got it on the back of yours too?
Yep, sure do. You can catch it if I stand up. So.
Turn around. Boom. No, turn around. Keep going. Other way. Keep going. You got it. There you go. That way. Boom. Look at that. Oh shit. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we do the branding. So we just switched it up. We're now doing woven tags with that of our QR code that go to our website. We're starting.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
That's-
we're starting to do augmented reality clothing. We can get into that. That's a totally
Yeah, we
different
will get.
thing.
I forgot about that. You showed me something in New York.
Yeah. We've got some.
Okay, yeah. You showed me something in New York that was, I forget, it was some app you had or something.
Yeah,
We'll get into it. We'll get into it. Let's go through here first, but I am interested in that because you did pull
so
that
yo,
out.
first off, feel this. Feel the quality of what we're going for.
Yeah.
So all that's printed on like Shockaware, which is
yeah.
a streetwear brand that the quality is just
Oh, shit.
absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, actually, check us out.
And then
It's like that's real.
Stout.
So this is another one of the new designs. This is the Gabriel Welch Omeka,
And Gabriel Welch was one of the guys from
the Sacramento guy.
Sacramento. Okay.
If you pull up our Instagram, you'll see he did the big 20-foot long, 8-foot high mural that's all like biometric and leaves and whatnot. It says Omeka. That's actually this design. He'd completed it for us beforehand, so we could go right into production.
This one right there.
Yeah, that's actually one of the videos of him producing it at one of our maker spaces in Maine.
That was great.
Super solid dude.
Oh,
The work
shit, yeah,
he
that's
turns
what I
out
was
is
saying. Yeah.
absolutely phenomenal. And again, like the quality here, feel this, my man. That's 420 GSM fabric weight. Okay. So for comparison, like a Carhartt's normally like 300. This is like the highest end stuff we can find. Again, everything's screen printed. UV reactive inks. We work directly with a screen printer in Portland, Maine, Arm Factory. What's up? Big up Dom. Big up Sam. Thank you guys. We couldn't do any of this without you.
That's dope. How big is this actual piece?
It's 8 feet tall and 20 feet long.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
So this piece is going to be making its first public debut at the FamFest Music Festival, which is coming up here June 6th through 9th in Harmony, Maine.
Okay.
Yeah, so again, we'll bring these artists to our space. We'll lodge them, have it all produced, and then based on what the aesthetic of a particular event is, we'll curate and choose the selection from the collection of what's going to be shown there. And this stuff just really fits perfect with the vibe at FamFest. And we've had it for about a month or so. We're really excited to actually show it.
Dude, this shit's really dope. Getting to see all this stuff firsthand, because for what it's worth, usually when you see festival, it's not, you're not going for the highest quality of everything. I don't know how to say it like without offending people and stuff like that. But you're not usually looking for like the best aesthetic, the highest quality, the highest price. You know what I'm saying? Usually it's like, okay, what can we do for a deal? How can we get the cheapest stuff? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how many can we get for low, stuff like that. And this kind of shit right here is really good stuff. You know
Thanks,
what I mean?
man.
That's
Thanks.
like really, and you don't see that out of that. You're smiling because you're like, yeah, you don't. And like, I'm setting the standard in my own community right now, motherfucker. I know what you're doing.
I appreciate you.
And it's dope because I like seeing people build businesses and better themselves. And you're going in, like you can't take shortcuts in this kind of shit, because what happens is eventually that shit catches up to you.
Yeah, and particularly with something like this, if you make cheap merchandise, you might get the sale right then. But like you said, it sticks around, it goes through the wash a few times, and then that person, they're left with feeling a certain way about it. You know?
That sweatshirt right there, also like festival goers, you're wearing something like that, it's keeping you warm. You might wear that over and over and over to all these festivals, and next thing you know, you get 100, 200 of those, 300 of those out. Maybe there's 30 people walking around the festival wearing, you know what I'm saying? And like, I know the festival scenes are small, so it's like you can really, it might take a little bit more time, but like in time, the quality product lasts the longest.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's why
that starts to build. We like to be real diverse on the different formats of stuff we're doing. So like this is a lightweight girls crop top.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, we do the full color design on the front.
My girl loves shit like that. Now. That's like the whole new thing. Oh,
line work and the artist name. See this one's Gabriel Welch. And so these aren't technically finished. We do have our woven labels with the QR codes that are getting stitched on this week. All of this new drop is first going to be available at FamFest. So what we do is we like to do in-person initial drops, which kind of drives, what the hell's the word I'm looking for? Just connectability is hype for the brand preemptively, so people are, waiting for it to drop. And then afterward, we'll follow up with making everything that's left available online on our website. which is PNLZ.org.
And has that been working out for you? Well,
I mean, it's been working out to the point where stuff is barely making it to the website.
I would imagine, yeah.
Yeah, so like all the larges, extra larges, and smalls tend to disappear because we're making like 50 to 100 pieces of all these, and that's over all sizes, you know?
Okay.
So when we do a drop, it's the people that have been following it that come to the initial events where we debut it that tend to get their size right out the gate. And then the rest is people scrambling to get sort of what they can. And that's sort of just been the model right now. We do mean to go into larger number productions as we continue with this, but as it is right now, everything's limited run. One time with the colorway, one time with the style of what we're printing on.
Now, are you holding on to one of these each for yourself?
I mean, most of it, yeah.
You have to, right?
Yeah,
Because what happens when 5 years from now, this is like the brand that is the big... people always look, I'm starting shit out, and like I realized that at some point in time, like Nabisco had a start. Like at some point, dude like had a cracker, and they were like, "Yeah, you're ridiculous," and he's like, and now it's Nabisco. But he gets to give Nabisco to his kids.
True.
You know what I'm saying? His kids don't have to start with the cracker.
Right.
They get to start with fucking Nabisco. So like I look at stuff like this, and like quality always wins. Like people think that quick hit is the way to go. It's not. It's to give them the quality, and you make a little less money, but that person will buy over and over and over and over again. So 5 years from now, if you're really doing like if you're going up and up with your business and you're doing like it justice the way you seems like you're doing, there's no reason why you wouldn't stick around.
Yeah, thanks, man. That's what we're hoping as well. You know, if you sell somebody a quality product, then they have a picture in their brain of what the brand represents, and you know, we hope to make them a repeat customer.
That's such like a hard lesson for people to understand, like in business. It's like they're like, yeah, but we can just make a nickel right now. It's like, yeah, but you can make $10 over the course of 5 years. Like, what are we talking about? Like, but anyways. Dude, what was that? Ninja Turtles? You put the
I've seen that design. I have a picture in front of that design.
Yeah. So I mean, so this design.
Why are you putting the turtles away?
So this is a Yeti Fresh design. This is one of the. If you look down the Instagram there, you'll see the actual original wall.
Hush, what are you saying? That was at New York or something?
Yeah, this one was on stage.
I took a picture in front of the
actual this was on stage with the locks. Like Styles P and Jadakiss shared this on their Instagram. We were really stoked on that. So this is Yeti Fresh. Again, he's one of our favorite in-house guys. Just absolute fire. If you go that second image there, the one with the locks and whatnot.
Right there?
Yep. Yeah, you'll see thread on stage there.
I see, yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah, so that's been great
I'm probably
too.
in those pictures too.
Yeah, he was right in front of me.
Yeah, probably right there. He's gonna find me.
Yeah, but having the ability to get the work of these artists in places that they might not necessarily be available to be, you know, because we tore this stuff out, and then while we're touring it out, we're also promoting the artists themselves. You know, we're pushing patrons that might not be aware of their work to their social media outlets, to their online shops. So we're, you know, a firm believer. A rising tide raises all ships, you know. So
yeah. No,
everyone's sort of promoting everyone.
It's kind of like, it's almost what we do here, and like I don't want to compare it, but like we have the weed podcast, the music podcast, and like even stuff like this get into the festival world. We do stuff that we reach places that a lot of these brands, like if you're a weed brand, you can't be backstage at the roll up. If you're a music brand, you can't be, you know, backstage at Nikan. If you're fucking not, you know what I'm saying? If you're not in the festival scene, you can't be. But if you get to all those places and touch all those people, now you're really fucking talking.
Yeah. Then you're getting synergy,
and that's what graffiti is.
Well, see,
like awesome designs and graffiti art are things that cross those boundaries. If you can have a medium, and your medium being like a store, a website, and a display. Like the store is almost this. It's the platform, you know what I mean, to build off of, to have the display. Like that's all like vertically integrated, and you're almost having like a partnership with these artists. Yeah,
both with the artists and with the events that feature us. You know, so again, we choose the selection based on the event. You know, so you're going to see a different panels, gallery, activation, installment at one event than you're going to see at a next, and. It's great because, you know, we'll come in, our team will hang all this art and set it up. And then, you know, we generally contract to have a vending booth at these events as well. So the patrons walking around and seeing the art, then they come through, they see our booth and our brand and all this apparel that sort of goes with it. So, you know, we're sort of, like I said, hitting the double tap. You get to see the work, and then you get something you could potentially take home with you.
Do you guys sell like little prints of the art?
Yeah, we do prints. We do different merch. We're doing mood mats right now. Those like dab mats. We got those in production. We're gonna be starting pins. So
if I'm at one of, like, suppose I'm at FanFest,
Yep.
and I see like one of the panels, and I'm like, oh, I like that, and I can walk over to your table and I can buy that piece of art. Like, I understand I can't buy the big fucking
you
piece.
can though too. You can buy the original too.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. So what we do is we purchase the piece, but we work a deal where if/when we sell the originals, because we've sold a number of originals, we actually give the artist 10% of the price of the proceeds anyway. What we do is we mint an NFT as a smart contract that dictates what happens with the mural for the life of it.
Okay.
So if we sell it, the artist will. So it's a certificate of authenticity. It just comes with the mural. Like we don't care about the value of the NFT. We're utilizing the fact that it's a smart contract that lives longer than a person. So basically, it dictates that it goes with the mural. It says if we sell the mural, that we give 10% to the artist that created it, and then if the person that purchases it ever sells it, the artist gets 2% of that sale for the life of it over and over, and our brand actually gets 1%. So it continues to generate revenue if it changes hands through different collectors over the years.
Which is dope. And people that talk shit about NFTs, first of all, the value of the NFT does matter. I understand you don't want to get into that conversation, and I agree with you. I know that it does matter, but we don't have to convince everyone else that that matters. But the fucking smart contract part,
Yeah, the functionality is on point.
He just, no one understands that part of NFTs.
He also just like read my mind, because I was gonna bring it back to, he was saying he had the augmented reality pieces like with the QR codes, and I was like, that's kind of also, you said double tapping, but it's like almost triple tap, like future proofing, because it's like the augmented reality goes hand in hand with the festival experience, and you're also bringing like another step to the quality of the clothes. It's like living, like you're seeing your shirt become a living piece in front of you, like, and that's part of the whole experience.
Well, describe the augmented reality you just kind of went into.
So again, we're coming at that with two different ways as well. We've got an augmented and a projection aspect to the art itself, and then we have the aspect that we're talking about with the apparel. So initially, we just started working with the NCP or NPC? No, NPC. NCP chips.
Yeah.
So they're local chips that, when you tap a phone to it or something like that, we can direct you to a website or a YouTube video or something like that. So that was the first phase
QR
of it.
codes.
So the second now is QR codes, where we're actually using the visual, a pass-through visual, like in an augmented reality headset or like a cell phone or something like that. You know how QR codes work. When the camera sees it, it internally links to a website or some content that loads. With all this new AI tech, there's actually new stuff where you can embed a QR code into an image. So rather than see a blotchy, specked out thing, you can take an image, have the AI embedded in. That way, when a camera sees it, it recognizes it as a QR code. To you and I, it just looks like some fly art on a hoodie or something. But, an Apple Vision Pro or a cell phone or something sees it as a QR code and then loads an animation over you. It can, the way things are now, you can actually...
Hold on. I want to just get this straight. So I'm wearing my shirt, right?
Yep.
And you stand in front of it. Like that moose right there, right?
Yep.
Let's take that for example. You're wearing that. I can take my phone and take my camera out, hold it up, and over that, like a QR code that pops up, I hit that fucking thing. Now I'm looking at you with an animation on your shirt.
Exactly. And not just an
That's
animation.
fucking wild.
Not just an animation. We're experimenting with fully superimposed like gear over people. Like think like World of Warcraft gear, like silly gigantic sneakers and shit. Like we're sort of betting on.
Dope, man.
I think that's where the future's going. The more that you get mass adaptation of augmented reality stuff like that. Like I think after a while you're gonna walk through Times Square and you'll see like tons of people with just crazy fake wings, animated
I dabbled with it a little. I saw like it was like business cards with it, and the augmented reality experience is like sometimes they're mini games. Like it'll be like a Pac-Man game pops up, like and it's like right in front of you through the phone and shit. I've seen some shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's only going to get more seamless, where you're not even clicking on anything. It's immersive because it just feels like a natural viewing of something.
Yeah. I agree with all. So I'm someone who I always think that whatever's easier, humans are going to do. They're always going to do the easiest thing. And the easiest thing eventually is going to be just looking at something and it does it. Like we went from typing it out to just saying it to now we're just doing voice notes, and now it's just like we don't even do that anymore. You know what I'm saying? We went from talking on the phone to it's whatever's fastest and easiest human beings are always going to do. Always. They're going to funnel to that. And eventually, when you just able to look at something without having to even fucking press the button, touch it or nothing, that is going to. I think like music's going to be that way too. Like we'll be listening to the same song in a room, and we'll all hear different songs. Like your name will be in the song, your name will be in the song, your name will be in the song, my name will be in the song. As we're driving down the street, the shit we're driving by, it will be singing about. Like
personalized with the way AI is just exponentially exploding, man. Like personalized marketing and stuff like that, where you are getting a commercial that is just for you. That's not in the future. That is like now.
It's now.
Right now.
The Sphere is already kind of doing it in live action time. Like when you sit in one seat, you get a whole like you can speak a different language and sit in the seat over, and you can't even fucking hear the English, the Spanish, the French. You don't even like
the technology.
And it's a band playing in live time. Like how the fuck does that even do that?
There's the new AI like music apps. You could literally type like 5 words and it could create like a masterpiece song in like 15 seconds with whatever you put in it. Like I was messing with it the other day and I was like, oh, this is insane.
Well, it's gonna know like that, like you broke up with your wife or your kid graduated. Like it will know because it will read your social media and shit. Like
I was gonna say the algorithm already knows that about
and it will like you'll get in your car and it will be like, oh, you had a rough day. Like it's like you know what I mean? Like fucking, it's like fucking, that bitch left you. You know, she was fucking the mailman. We got it on tape. You know what I mean? That kind of shit. Like, but that's coming. Like and it's almost kind of already fucking here. It's interesting because like that's almost nerdy shit, right? But it's not going to be nerdy shit because everyone's going to be doing
it's only nerdy because it's new.
But like it's safe to say the festival scene is something that also like that's got to be something that is definitely like cutting edge for that scene.
Sure. Well, I mean, yes and no. Visuals wise, event production has always pushed the forefront of, projection mapping and this, stage production and things like that on some of these higher end events. So we're definitely following that trend, but utilizing it in the way we are. We've got a couple new, like I said, we set these murals up and we'll light them. For some of the higher end events, we'll actually video map them. If you scroll like way down on our
video
Instagram,
mapping?
So video mapping is where you take and you project light with a projector onto a pre-existing image that's got lines already on it.
So
and you mask stuff out. So just portions of it have certain animations playing and whatnot. So you can make it actuate. You can make it change into all different things. And that's one of the.
Is he pulling it up right now?
Yeah, if you scroll all the way down. I don't know how much has been updated on here, but I know at the beginning, some of the Yeti Fresh stuff we have, let's see, keep going. All right, so you see right there, you see that girl, go to the left, that one. Yeah, click that one. I don't know if it's playing. There we go. Okay, so that's like the original image. That right there, that's just a piece of plywood with light projected on it.
Yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
It's 8 feet tall, though. That's not a screen. That's a piece of plywood.
That's doing that like that?
That's doing that. You see her walk by that, at night.
Like and even that pixelation, the squares
absolutely,
and stuff? Okay, yeah. That wasn't you fade.
That's literally just a piece of plywood with light projected onto it.
So that's interesting, huh? How like light, like fractions of light can change the cones in your eye. Like how the fuck does that work?
Projection mapping has been something that's just getting more and more widely adapted and advanced for some time now. We're just sort of standing on the shoulders of giants.
But that looked like it was. I'm not saying that you started that. I'm saying that looked like a screen moving, like the eyeball was moving, but it wasn't moving.
Yeah, well, if you think about it,
how the fuck does that do it to your brain?
That was the first time I've seen it done like
that's
that.
like I'm saying, like that's the first time I've seen it done like that. How the fuck did that happen?
So check it out. If it's dark, you're not seeing anything, right? So you're only going to see where I put light, right?
Okay.
So if we project the animation of the exact image, except it's moving, now it looks like the image is moving. Anywhere the light is not is dark. So it's whatever we're actually projecting on it that you see.
Yeah, I get it still, but those squares to me look like it's still like in my brain. It
almost looked like the video had a filter.
Yeah, I thought the video had an effect.
And that's what we're going for, and it is pretty, astounding when you see it in real life.
Especially at festivals, because people sometimes at festivals like to take some mushrooms and stuff like that. And
hey, to each their own.
Yeah. No, I love mushrooms.
And the huge murals lit up with those.
Yeah, Logan knows.
Yeah, the way we like to go with it is, we bring in art that's just phenomenal itself. So during the day, you see the piece, and then at night, it turns into another whole production of the piece. Because
that was some shit.
Yeah. So
that was definitely some cool ass shit right there. Have you ever done that like in anyone's like videos or anything like that? Like that'd be something cool to do like in like a music video.
We haven't done anything with music videos yet.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that. I'm like, that should be like in a rap video. That looks cool as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like
we do
like you
record a lot
rapping in
of
front of that
content.
shit with it like doing it in the background.
Well, the thing is you wouldn't really necessarily know that it's not a video trick if you just seen it in a video. When you walk by it in real life, you're like, holy shit.
But you kind of would though if you had someone like if you had two set up and someone in the middle of them like actually like rapping on a stage.
Well,
or
I'm
something
saying
like that.
you couldn't necessarily, as the person seeing it, tell that it wasn't done in post as just like a video effect.
You would
But seeing it with your eyes, you're like, holy shit, this thing is animated in front of me and it's a piece of wood.
fucking yeah. I don't know. Like it's just there's something to that. That was definitely like.
No,
that was interesting. Yeah, you don't see the shit like that. So you said you got some shows coming up. What's coming up?
We're kicking our summer off pretty intensive here over the next few weeks. So we've got FamFest and then directly into Moonwalk Festival in upstate New York.
Okay.
And then next month we've got Sunken Suite in Sturbridge, Mass. So starting with FamFest.
Tell us what some of these things are, because people might not know what FamFest is, Sunken Suite is. Like they might not know what these things are. Can you describe these festivals, kind of what someone could find at one of these things? Sure.
Yeah. So FamFest is like a multi-genre electronic, mostly music festival. I think this year their headliner is Barclay Crenshaw. So again, that one's in Harmony, Maine at farmfest_official is their Instagram. It's a 3-day camping festival, multi-stage, tons of art. We're not only doing a mural activation where we bring in the art, they actually invited us to curate the live painter gallery this year. Okay. So this is actually really fun for me. I haven't done it in some time. I made a public post asking people to submit, to have their stuff considered for review, to be featured in the gallery. But I also reached out to, 20 or 30 of artists that I've worked with over the years to check on availability. Myself and my team curated a selection. We're going to be building out a 40 by 40 gallery. We're building like actual rigid walls and building, a actual art gallery people will walk through on site at the event. And again, this is something I haven't personally done for years since I've been in productions of my own events. So it's been really fun to curate a selection and work with all these guys.
No, that's pretty interesting too. Like an art gallery. I like that. Wow. What was the next one you had?
So the one following that one is Moonwalk, and that one's in Afton, New York at Echo Lake Campground.
Okay. What's like Moonwalk? All I could think of was those big fucking like jumpy things.
Yeah. So again, this is a.
Do they have big jumpy things there?
Yeah, I don't know if they have big jumpy things. It's definitely a real wild event, though. Again, multi-stage, multi-day camping festival.
How many people are at things like this?
It varies. Some of them...
Because these are events you're talking about. I'm going to cut you off, but people might not understand. These are events you go and you camp at for multiple days. Yeah,
it's usually like... Yeah. It depends the scale of the event. These smaller to medium-sized ones are usually 1 to a few thousand, but not a small... not a small party.
Hush, you been to these any of these events where you camp out overnight?
I have actually. Where he said Harmony, Maine, I did a couple. It was I forget the name of it, but it was like Afro Man was at one of them. Busy Bone.
Oh man, yeah.
B-Royal.
I was actually at that one years and years ago.
Really? Yeah. Millie's. I actually met Millie's up there. We both like performed at that and shit. It was like, dude, I think the company was like GRC or something.
Yeah. That was. I think it was GRC.
Wait, you was there? Like,
yeah.
So you performed at.
I was an attendee
at the place.
I was an attendee at that particular event.
So you performed at a place that he was at.
I guess so, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Hush is a rapper.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hush has been doing it for a long time.
Which one were you at? With Afro Man or the one with B-Real?
I was actually at all of them. Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
So I did two of them, actually, yeah.
Nice.
But I was like, I went on like during the day, obviously, but it was like the person who put it together, they like hooked me up with camping passes, like, you know what I mean? So I brought a couple people, like Cushman and shit went up there, you know what I mean? It was actually dope.
It was like Cartoon and those guys and like Trevor, I think, that ran GRC.
I think that's the dude I knew. I met him like online, but that's...
Yeah, that was surreal, man. Watching Be Real in like the middle of a field in the middle of Maine. I was like, damn.
Yeah, so even I seen Millie's. And
as we would say, though, the Hush Onion right there, because like, so the other guy, half of my co-host for my other show is the there was a station called 88.9 WERS at night. Was the biggest hip hop station in Boston. It was the only station in Boston that played underground hip hop. It was a college radio station. My co-host was a DJ for that for 4 years. Like the last 4 years, it was big before it got like taken out by radios don't work anymore.
Sick.
And he's been in the game for so long and doesn't know Hush personally. He met Hush through this. But everyone that comes in, every guest has a Hush story because Hush knows everybody. Like I've known Hush for a long fucking time. I know what Hush is capable of. I know his record. I know all this shit. But Van doesn't. And every time someone comes in, there's a story of how they know this guy, and that's funny that he was performing at a fucking show that you were at.
Yeah, and not just, and like 10 years ago too.
That was
2014, 2013. Yeah, I was there promoting the events that I used to produce back then.
Yeah, crazy shit. So you have Moonwalk, and what's next after that?
So Moonwalk is June 13th, 14th, actually 13th through 17th, again in Afton, New York. After that will be we got to go back to Maine. Change out what we got. July we'll kick off going to Sunken Suite in Sturbridge, Mass. That's another camping event. That one's actually at that hotel there.
Yeah. That's Shane's event, isn't it?
That is Shane's event.
Shane's a good dude. I'll probably step out to that one.
Shane's an old pro. He's wicked. He's Wicked, Ohio.
What's Wicked, Ohio?
I don't know. My kids say it, and I just repeat it. Skibbity toilet.
I don't know what that means either.
Neither do I, man.
I know about the skibbity toilet.
Hold on. It's skibbity. That's a real thing? I thought you were just making fun of stuff.
Skibbity toilet is like this online. It's like someone like took this song and made this like 3D thing with a head that pops out of a toilet. They like mashed two songs together. And it got like billions of views, and now there's like episode. I don't know. It got really huge. Like this young kid I know was.
I'm more confused now than when I started.
Well,
you would be so confused if you saw.
I'm so confused right now.
Well, like,
and you're like, how does this have 100,000 million views?
You can't even explain what it is.
I can't.
Can you? Skibbity toilet.
That was pretty good. I really can't. But it looks like all trends start with middle school kids. It turns out. So like literally everything.
Yeah.
Like. I guess Future will say it, and then middle school kids will figure out what it means and start repeating it, and then here we are.
Is that who says skibbity toilet?
No, but
it's from
because that sounds like something Future would say.
Right, so the skibbity it's like they took this like foreign song, this dude's vocal, skibbity something, and they like put it on like a hard ass beat and sped it up, and then they had like an animated head come out of a toilet with this hard like mashup. And it's honestly, it's a bop though. Like just the dude like going skibbity bop.
He says bops too. Like I can't keep up with it. Like even that started new. Fucking that. But did it take like a lot of work to do, or is it like ridiculous?
Actually, it's pretty impressive. Like 3D wise, it's like
that's what I'm saying. It's something like it.
Yeah.
Like not like an idiot did it. Like some guy did it, and then all of a sudden
the person who did it is definitely smart. But it's like they did it like it's very weird. But it's like it's hard 3D to do. Yeah.
I bet you didn't think you'd be talking about that, huh?
No, I didn't.
Fucking you brought it up, man. You brought it up. And what do you got after that?
After that, I got to go home for a couple weeks and do my actual job, which, I run a tile setting company most of the time, actually.
Yeah, I've seen you do it.
When I'm not doing
you got this guy working with you.
Art stuff. Yeah.
People think Logan does nothing. Logan's your muscle.
Logan was my number one road dog. We've been friends for over 20 years.
When'd you meet this guy, Logan?
It's been great. We're both from Central Maine, and right around the way in Central Maine, a little over 20 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah, shit. I was like 17, 18.
And what do you do? What do you do as part of the whole production?
I'm in on the build, whatever we're contracted out to do with the different.
Yeah, Logan's a grenade.
Events.
A grenade. What does that mean?
You just roll him in the room and he figures it out.
Grenade. Well, I guess grenades do kind of figure it out, don't they? Yeah.
It's been great.
You could have. Yeah, it works. I guess it works. So makes you think for a minute, but you're like, I can fuck with it. So you guys have been rocking together forever. When I met you, I didn't meet you.
Northlands, I
met you, but that's when I kind of met you. These guys right here invited me to come out to a festival, Northlands Festival, and we just as soon as I got there, we were riding on the fucking. I never had to I just got a bracelet and was right on the back of the fucking. We had a golf cart.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like the golf cart's the best one. These guys do what the hell? What are you guys doing there?
So we do event services. So it's basically properconsulting.net is our website. It's basically a list of different things that we provide. We do everything from like coordinating how foot traffic works at your event to like staffing, things like, security, logistics, parking. We were doing, I think, RV parking and campground management for that one.
Something like that, yeah. And that was a couple day event and shit like that. It was like 2 or 3 days. But yeah, that's how I met these guys running around with there. That's how I met Logan, this amazing, this guy Logan right is the shit. You know he freestyles?
No, no.
No, he freestyle battle. So Hush like wins. He's won like the Red Bull freestyle battle and shit. All that bullshit.
Wow, no,
No, but Logan freestyles too. You guys should.
Oh, for real, we'll have to bust this first.
Yeah, we'll cut to that here.
Nah, I'm fucking with him. You've been over there quiet. Before we wrap up, I want to make sure I get you involved in this. I mean,
Yeah. He's covering it all pretty good. My favorite thing about him is, like you said, you could see a piece of art, then buy a piece of merch done by the artist. And in some cases, you actually watch the artist painting live, and you can go through some of his other merch and conversate with a guy.
yeah, that's always
That's
cool
a different
too.
experience.
What's your favorite piece you guys have?
My favorite piece, I think, would be by Otis Chamberlain, but it's a different piece called the Nug Summoner. It was done
Okay.
at Kind Mind, one of his previous events a few years ago. But
How many pieces do you guys? Well, you have. How many pieces does Panels have at this point in time?
Good Lord. So from official panels features, we probably have 75 pieces that have been created in the last few years.
And those are
But overarching in the collection, I've got over 300 pieces. Yeah, and they're
all
all
300 pieces on those big.
Yes,
huge,
they are.
Four
Yes,
by
they are.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We've got 4 storage units and 2 barns filled with art and modular art
Jesus
installation
Christ.
stuff. Yeah, because again, we got to change the selection of what we're presenting based on the aesthetic of the event.
Okay, what inside of you drives you to do this?
Oh my God, I have no idea.
You have no idea.
No, I mean, I love art, and I would like to eventually make it my only job, and until then, I'll just keep doing it and my other job.
But just like what I'm getting at is the entrepreneurial. Being an entrepreneur is terrifying.
Absolutely.
Right? You wake up, even if you make $10,000, the next day you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I'm fucking broke. I gotta you know what I mean? Like, how am I gonna make any money today? I gotta make money. How the fuck am I gonna do this? So it's terrifying. And to see you, damn, like work your way up so far, like not a lot of people, no matter where you're from, have the drive to do that over and over and get up because you don't want to do it every day. And you're like, oh, I don't want to do this fucking today. And you have to.
You certainly do.
You have to. I know this. You get it. So what is inside you that makes you do that? Because that's commendable. You know what I mean?
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I mean, again, I do love art. I like to create environments that can help grow and foster the art community. But it's not all I do, I work a regular job to make sure that I can do this is my hobby and a job. I'm trying to make it my only job, but really it's my passion.
That's what I mean, though.
That's it right there. I'm passionate about it, so it doesn't really feel like work.
I mean, all of it, the proper consulting, the panels, the fucking tile company.
That's because I'm
all of it.
I'm unemployable. I have to be my own boss.
Yeah, but we all are. You know what I mean? There's so many people. There's so many people that are unemployable that do just what they can do to get by. There's so many people that they'll do a little more than that to get by, but to go the extra mile in so many places, and to have storage units full of art that you're driving back to change out from art that you've bought from all around the world instead of locally. Like these are all expenses that are taken off the bottom line.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's only certain people do that, and I'm just trying to figure out why you're so hard on that. Like, why you go so hard? Because it's commendable. I feel like I'm one of these people, and I can't figure out why the fuck I do it. You know what I'm saying? So every time I get someone across from me, the first guy I've done this to figured it out. Like, okay, what makes you do that? Because I can't figure it out.
Yeah, no. If I do, I'll definitely holler at you and let you know. But again, I guess gotta atone it to
You're making
passion.
more work for yourself, man.
Oh, you're not wrong there, man.
I'm always about quality over quantity. I own the words fuck whack music. Hush knows about fuck whack music. It's been fuck whack everything. You know what I'm saying? So it's it's just good to see someone with such a drive. I know we're joking with Logan right now, but Logan, this dude's an amazing worker.
Yeah, he's a number one road dog.
Every time I've seen you, I've seen him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's your right hand man. And he's always for what it's worth too. Chris is the guy on the phone, and Logan's the one in the dirt doing nothing. You don't get dirty too, but Logan's.
Yeah, he will.
No, I know he does. He absolutely does. But Logan's that. Logan, that's what that's what you run. You know what I'm saying? Like someone has to run the table. Someone has to build the fucking table. You know what I'm saying?
It's been great.
Exactly. So I mean, you're that guy. You're his right hand man. You're his go-to guy that you get your shit done. I've seen in all your businesses.
Yeah, I mean, we got a great team, man. Both in the gallery itself,
I met
the
some of
panels
you guys.
project.
You've met some of my team. I know you guys, Mikey Greenbean.
Mike's not on our guy team.
I know. I'm fucking with you, man.
Yeah,
I was there with that. I'm fucking with you. I was there for that, man.
I did the responsible thing and squashed that.
I
though.
know you did, man. I know you did. I know. I'm just. Can I fuck with you?
Too old
man?
for this shit,
Can I
you know?
fuck with you, man? I can.
Yeah,
fuck,
you can. Of course you can,
I
brother.
can fuck with you, man.
Oh, before I forget, each one of these events actually gave us a promo code. So anybody that's lucky enough to be listening right now, if you go to the ticket purchasing site for either FamFest, Moonwalk, or Sunken Suite, and you put in PNLZ25 as a promo code,
We'll put that on the whole thing as well, too.
25% off your ticket price.
Oh, shit, there you go.
Yeah, that's pretty significant.
Here you fucking go.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to touch on, man?
No, just circling back. Our website again is pnlz.org. Our Instagram, PNLZ_.
What you're gonna do is tell that if you're good and you got it all out, so we can get Hush out of here. If you're gonna do is you're gonna look at that camera right there.
Yep.
You're gonna tell everyone where they can find you and all that information you just were gonna tell me. Tell that camera right there.
Sweet. Yeah, no, I could do that. So yeah, our website is pnlz.org. Our Instagram is at PNLZ_gallery. All the artists that we mentioned, again, you said you have them listed in the description here, but make sure to go give them a follow. They're
Say them again. Through the air again.
Gabriel Welch, which is at Omeka_1, Otis Chamberlain, Brian Itch, Yeti Fresh, Bran Rockwell. We featured Shannon McGilla this year. We got a bunch of features on the way, but definitely make sure to check out our Instagram and check out the artists. Give them a follow.
And where can they find you?
I'm right where he is. He
He said I'm right
Put me at the top of the team and let me build.
Fucking, you don't want to give me your Instagram or anything? Maybe some maybe some women might see you sitting here and they might want to get in touch with you.
recently incorporated that, but I don't even know what that
Yeah,
has.
we listen. We joke
I've
around.
never opened the app.
We joke around. We call him Encino Man.
Yeah.
Okay,
Tap.
all right. So, you want to give out your Facebook then, or anything? No. You good?
Yeah, Logan Wilmot.
There you go.
Via
Find
Facebook.
that man right there, Logan
Yeah.
Wilmot. Anybody wants to get in touch with Logan? Logan's a great guy. You'll see him at pretty much every festival with Chris here. Hush, anything you want to say? Ask him anything? Good.
I got one last question. So I wanted to know the pro consulting thing and the Panels Gallery. Is the Panels Gallery a branch off that? Like,
It is,
what
yeah.
got you into it?
Exactly. So Proper Consulting and Operations is the parent company, and Panels Gallery is like the art ops wing of it.
Yeah.
So the way we contracted is it's a service provided by Panels Gallery. A service provided by Proper Consulting and Operations.
Yeah.
If
sure.
somebody, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I like how because the Proper Consulting thing, I was like, oh, he got a lot of like hustles and like you said, you had 10 years of
Vertically
event
integrated.
coordinating, and then putting the passion into it and making that like its own thing that's also could grow even further. Like I don't know, that
Thanks,
was
man.
pretty impressive. I thought.
Appreciate the kind words.
That's a great segue because we forgot. Now, if someone wants to hire Proper Consulting,
It's properconsulting.net is our website.
Tell them.
Yeah, so properconsulting.net. We do an a la carte selection of event services. Really is no event too small or too large. Hit us up. We got the right people to put in the right places for you.
Dope. All right, this is the time we say goodbye. Like, subscribe, hit the bell. Fuck Kurt Schilling, Marty forever. Sense lives. Peace.